What's up everyone, Max Power here and welcome back to the arena. Today we're playing a little more Pokemon TCG live, and here we're going to be showcasing the Gardevoir EX deck. This is literally one of the most popular, most successful decks, especially after this past weekend where we had North American International Championships for Pokemon, better known as NAIC, in Columbus, Ohio. And though it wasn't the deck that actually came away with the grand win for probably the largest tournament Pokemon's ever had to date, and I mean that in all literalness, this is not hyperbole, this is actually the case. Go ahead and check it out for yourselves. But we're going to be playing around, messing around with it a little bit today. Of course, the main proponent of this deck is Gardevoir EX itself, and the reason for it is its Psychic Embrace. More than anything, this stupendous ability. As often as you like during your turn, you can attach a basic energy Psychic card from your discard to one of your Psychic Pokemon as often as you want or need. And if you do so, that Pokemon takes 2 damage counters on it per energy. Of course, this doesn't allow you to knock out your own Pokemon, but as you can see, it can quickly accelerate energy into any one of your Pokemon instantaneously, very similar to what Baxcalibur does in Chimpow decks, except Baxcalibur does it from your hand, Gardevoir does it from your discard pile. So as you can see, it's very necessary, very important to be throwing those energy cards into the discard as soon as possible. The better foundation that you're going to be using to get to that point is Ralts. You could do a split of 2-2 or 3-1 from Astral Radiant as well as from Silver Tempest, and this will help you in a tight spot or setting up depending on the situation. One of the main draw engines of this deck is Kirlia from Silver Tempest with its refinement ability. Discard any card from your hand and you draw 2 cards. Very similar to what Cinccino used to do from Sword and Shield, literally the same effect. And I think Liepard from Brilliant Stars or something like that, the same exact effect. So other cards that can help you on your offense is actually Shining Arcana Gardevoir from Astral Radiance. This is the character rare, but this card originally came out in Chilling Reign. It's the exact same one. For 3 energy, you can attack with Brainwave, and it does 60 plus 30 more for each additional psychic energy. So as you can tell, Gardevoir EX is going to help set up this Gardevoir, even though it doesn't have as much HP, but this is still going to be your main beat stick or win condition to knocking out your opponent's Pokemon. Cards that are going to help you discard your energy, as always, Radiant Greninja. It's literally my favorite, but just that many decks use it. Concealed cards, you already know what it does. Cresselia is a nice tech here that allows you to take advantage of the damage counters that you have on your bench, because you get to move 2 damage counters from each of your Pokemon to one of your opponent's Pokemon. It doesn't have to be the active, it could be anyone on their bench. This could potentially equal a knockout in some cases, so it's very useful. And that can all done with Moonglow Reverse for only 1 psychic energy. Very useful to have only 1 energy cost to retreat. Bench Barrier, Manaphy, or Wave Veil, also useful in this deck since you're going to be facing others that have Greninja themselves, or other decks that are going to be targeting your bench and knocking out your Ralts. Lumineon V is the best searcher for supporters in your deck or at all with Luminous Sign. You can fetch this out, play it down, perfect for a boss's orders to end the game. This Mew from Celebrations has a very useful ability, Mysterious Tail. You get to search the top 6 cards of your deck and reveal any item cards you have there and add it to your hand. Of course, once per turn, and only if it is in your active spot. But it's a perfect setup Pokemon, good to get started, or sometimes even if you're trying to catch up in prize cards, you can kind of help you set up, especially since this deck, as you'll see, does run a lot of item cards. And we're also including Spiritomb from Paldea Evolved. Why? Fettered and Misfortune, basic Pokemon V in play have no abilities, so this is good to shut down a lot of your opponent's Pokemon, namely Mew V decks, as they rely on the Genesect. This will shut down Raikou, this will shut down pretty much anything with an ability that's a V Pokemon. It'll be super useful, and you don't even have to put it in the active spot. Battle VIP passes, we're running 3 of those so we can set up as quickly as possible, as well as Fall Crystal and Level Ball. We're not playing Nest Balls in this deck. You could, but it's not necessary. Ultra Ball will help you discard those energies. Again, we're playing 2 Trekking Shoes because we have space for it, but ideally you want to be playing 2 Super Rods so that you can recover resources back into the deck. Since we do not have Super Rod, we're playing Miriam, which pretty much does the same thing, combination of Pokemon and energy. Shuffle it back to the deck, but this one allows you to draw 3 cards, so it's kind of useful. This deck finds itself provoking a lot of disruption for there. We want to be playing as much count of Iono as possible. It's kind of like End in the Past, also like Marnie. Each player shuffles their hand into their deck and draws depending on the number of remaining prize cards they have left. So it's good in the beginning, it's good to close out with, depending on the situation. We're playing Judge because we don't have enough Iono, but again, it's mainly for disruption. Helps you to get out of a pinch if your hand is stuck. And Boss's orders to just boss up your opponent's Pokemon, knock out as necessary and as useful. We are only playing 2 stadiums, Collapse Stadium and the Mesagosa, but ideally you want to be playing 1 Collapse Stadium and 1 Artisan, which is a similar effect. Basically just fetch out Pokemon from your deck. Rare Candy can also help us warp from Ralts to Gardevoir if you see fit. If not, evolve into that Kirlia, conserve your resources, and operate as you see fit. Pal Pad will help you get some of your resources in the form of supporter cards back into the deck. And finally, we're playing 2 Professor's Research. Look at that nice Professor Oak from Celebrations. 12, 11 energy cards should help you fuel this engine of a deck. And let's go ahead and just check it out. Just stop the conversating. Let's go ahead and play it right away. If you guys are enjoying the content, let me know. I really appreciate you just taking the time playing and just watching this, so that we can see if Gardevoir EX really has what it takes to be at the top of the mountain. Let's go ahead and say heads. Maybe heads never fails. I don't know. Sometimes TCG Live does what it wants. So we lost the coin flip. Let's see what we're facing and what our opponent chooses. They're taking their time. They're not sure what their deck benefits from, is going first or starting second. They will go first. Okay. So really, we want to just be setting up cards as much as possible. This is actually the wrong deck, guys. I'm so sorry. This is the Chien-Pao deck. So what we're going to be doing is just kind of conceding real quick. That's what the game looks like when you lose or when you give up. With this game, I could have stomped on them, but with this game, you have to select the deck. You have to put it as like a preset. Because as you can see, it's the Chien-Pao deck. I could have caught that myself, but you need to set as active. Rookie mistake, not gonna happen again. Let's see how it goes down now. No wonder it said Chien-Pao EX earlier. My microphone was blocking that. So now we're gonna see if you do even Splash Bro. Let's try it again. Heads, since that was the original call. Heads it is. And this deck wants to go first because we need to set up, we need to evolve, we need to build the board, and you can't really do that as well if you start second. We're going to be playing the, what do we want to do? Let's play Ralts because you can actually switch back to it, to the bench with anything. You never want to overbench, so it's okay if you don't play or load up the bench from the beginning. You really just want to set up your Ralts, get a Greninja out, and depending on what's out there. We're playing Radiant EX, and we've got Battle VIP Pass, ladies and gentlemen. This is beautiful. Battle VIP for the win. Not Lumineon, not Manaphy. So this deck doesn't really target your bench, so what we want to be doing is get out that Greninja. Let's make sure we have energy cards, and we do. Okay, and just set up as many Ralts as possible. Actually, we want to get the Spiritomb out because he's going to be shutting down Miraidon and any other well, not Miraidon, but it'll shut down some other abilities with Pokemon V's. So actually, I think I'll just go ahead and set up the other Ralts, and we'll worry about Spiritomb later if needed. So here we are going to concealed cards, our favorite ability in the whole wide world, and with reason. We got the Spiritomb anyway. I guess we could play it. You never know. Maybe they rely on the Pokemon V ability. Level Ball we could save for next turn, although we do want to set up as many Ralts as possible. So let's go ahead and search out another Ralts. It's actually okay. Let's do the memory skip one. And we'll worry about getting Kirlia's next turn. Maybe even we research if need be. Let's go ahead and just attach one to the active just because, in case we need to switch out, and we will pass turn with that. So not the worst turns ever. We do have 3 Ralts on the board. It's really gonna help us establish our Kirlias and our strategy by extension. They are going with the Squavit with Nest Dash. Pretty good ability, very useful. Those are 2 great supporters. I don't know that you would see these in a Miraidon deck though. Normally you want to load up the bench with electric Pokemon. It does benefit Raikou because with a loaded bench you can have higher damage output. I'm a little worried, but it's okay. Not too much of a concern. Let's see what they're gonna do. If they're gonna retreat, y'all have a beach court. Okay, so he's prepping the Raikou as he probably should, and research. Research is a great supporter for early game aggression. But yeah, he's pretty much setting up that Magnemite to evolve it, probably into the Magnezone EX. Bidoof, we already know it's going to set up Bibarel, so he has some draw consistency. Draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. And they've got... Why would they set up another Magnemite? That's strange. Okay. Let's do this. So we're going to go ahead and Ultra Ball. I'm going to get rid of... I don't want to get rid of Gardevoir. And I'm either going to use Iono or Research. I think I'll be getting rid of the Research and Cresselia because I need to conserve Gardevoir. And we're going to search out a Kirlia. We've got 2 prized, which is not too good, but we'll worry about that later. Let's go ahead and evolve. Let's go ahead and refinement to... Oh no, we don't want to do that. Can we whiff? We can't whiff. Oh, that's not good. Oh man. I should have Iono'd first. Ugh. Oh boy. If I save the Gardevoir, we get stuck. We're gonna have to Iono and pray. Well, we can always get it back with Miriam. That's actually very true. That's Trekking Shoes. Judge. It's not gonna matter, but I guess we can keep it because we're going to Iono right now. Let's do that. Should have done that first. Lesson for y'all, ladies and gentlemen. Always use the supporter first and then your Pokemon abilities. We do have some energies, and that's good. And we've got the last Ralts out. I might want to leave the bench space open for some other Pokemon, so I'm not going to bench this Ralts yet. We are going to concealed cards for 2 more. Research and a candy. If I had that Gardevoir, I would have wrecked something. What do we got? What have we got here? We're gonna have to attack. Let's Fog Crystal to get the energy out, although we might need to rely on this Mew, to be honest. Yeah, we might have to... Actually, that's not a bad idea. Well, yeah, but it's gonna get knocked out. Bench full of weak Pokemon. Let's hold it for now. I don't want to use it just yet. And we are going to... Let's teleport burst for 10 and switch it with another Ralts. Unfortunately, this is not going according to plan, but let's see what we can do. Our opponent is also not the most set up. Really, the only threat they have is that Raikou. They might have the energy, they might not. They've got escape rope. I'm probably good with that. I'm gonna have to give them Spirit Tomb, honestly. Yep. Got a bench full of weak Pokemon. They can't fleet-footed because of Spirit Tomb, but they can definitely attack and destroy us. Now they're going to Nest Dash. Probably get a Bibarel. They don't have Bibarel actually. And their hand is down to 1, so they're in top deck mode. Powerful attack, no doubt, because the benches are pretty much loaded. And we're going to, in the meantime, I guess, promote the Ralts with the 1 energy. Let's see what we got. So we have Miriam. We need to... We gotta get that Gardevoir out of the discard pile, honestly. I would have loved to research, because if we research right now, we're gonna lose a bunch of stuff. And I don't want to judge, because then you're helping them with a two card hand. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now, let's Miriam first. And recover the Gardevoir. We could put the Spiritomb back, no energy, so then we're not going to need Cresselia in this matchup because our bench doesn't have a lot of damage. So let's just put those 2 in the deck. That's fine. And we're going to draw 3. Okay. Level Ball can help us get Kirlia number 2. Very helpful. Okay. So we got 2 Kirlias online. I would like to fetch out a Gardevoir, honestly, and we can throw away those energies. Conceal cards for 1, for 2. Gardevoir, okay, alright. The only thing with this is that we... How do we do this? We need a way to get Gardevoir EX or to draw... Well, maybe we can get there. Maybe we can get there. Let's keep drawing, guys. Refinement. Who or what do we want to get rid of? The energy. And refinement again and get rid of that Battle VIP pass because it is no longer useful. Only useful in the first turn. We got a second Gardevoir. So, we can rare candy for 2 of them. And then conserve 1 Kirlia. As you can see, requires a lot of thought here. We're going to bench the 4th Ralts because as you can see, it's the foundation to this whole thing. And I am going to rare candy. Yep. Let's Shining Arcana and maybe we can get at least 1 energy out of the deck. Fog Crystal. Use that right away. How does this thing? Okay, so I'm going to evolve the second one for sure. I should probably Ultra Ball for something. Just to kind of thin the hand a little bit. I don't want to use research because I have too many good things in my hand. And Gardevoir EX, can we evolve to it? I think we can. Yeah, we're gonna have to. We gotta get the Kirlia from the discard anyway, from the prize cards anyway. Let's do that. Maybe we should have done 1 instead of both. Oh, we can't shoot. All right, so that's not too bad. How do we do this? We could always retreat, actually, honestly. It's not the worst thing ever. Let's manually attach to Gardevoir and retreat because we're actually literally running out of time. And we will promote the Greninja because we need everything else. Point blank, we need everything else. Yeah. Kind of embarrassing, but it is what it is. And we shall pass turn, watch Greninja get knocked out, but at least next turn we can start wrecking with Gardevoir. We can rare candy to the basic Ralts and load up any of the 2 Gardevoir Shining Arcanas, and honestly, Once we knock out that Raikou, they're in big trouble. Potentially. So as you can see, it's not the easiest deck to pilot. It's not the most difficult either, but with Gardevoir, you can definitely draw through your deck very quickly with the refinements, with research, with Greninja, a lot of things. That's why it's not too costly to get rid of Greninja right now, whereas we have a 16 card deck. Your opponent has 33, so they haven't been able to draw much. Yes, they've played research, fine, and now they're gonna rare candy into one of their Magnezones, so they do have their second attacker. Kind of wish they didn't. If I set up a turn earlier and not messed up, you know, it would have helped, but I mean, it'd be like that sometimes. Lightning Rondo, weakness. We're going to promote one of our Gardevoirs now, because we're going to be attacking with one of them. Okay. Let's see. We don't really need Manaphy right now. Not anymore. I am definitely going to rare candy that one, because we don't have another Kirlia until we get from the prize cards. I will... Should I bench Mew? I'm gonna knock this thing out soon, right? So it's gonna be 90, 120, 150, 180, 210. We need 5 energy to get there. I'm gonna play Mew just in case. Alright. I'm gonna refinement away the Manaphy because we just don't need it in this matchup. We've got Messagosa and Boss's Orders a little late. That's fine, I guess. That's actually fine. We can go ahead and judge their hand away. So let's attach for turn. Let's Shining Arcana. See if we can get any energy out of the deck. We don't. We're going to... Let's do it again. Another Shining Arcana. I think we might have gotten all the energy out of the deck, honestly. Okay, we got 1. So that means I only really need to attach 3 more energy. How many supporters do we have? A lot in the discard. Let's bout that. I'm gonna save back the Iono and probably put Miriam since we're already getting the disruption factor. Put those back in the deck, and then we are going to judge for this turn, although I can boss, but gotta reload the deck a little bit. Hopefully this slows them down too. Very nice. We got 2 boss, 1 judge. And then I am going to now Psychic Embrace. So this is the whole point of the deck right here. You get to load up on energy on command, on demand, as with anything that we watch, entertainment-wise, with the downside of taking some damage, but it should be worth it. So let's go ahead and finish for now. We're just loading up the attacker, and let's Brainwave for 210, enough for knockout. We take 2 prize cards, so we're technically right now we're tied, and we're using a 1 prize attacker, which limits our liabilities. Magnezone that's coming in is probably gonna blast us, but honestly, we could just come back at him. Although he has a lot of HP, so that's kind of scary. Let's see how we can navigate this one. We're gonna get rid of the Mew because we need everything else, honestly. Averys are pretty handy and tricky, depending on which end of it you are, if you're on the receiving end or the dishing out end. He could just attack with Energy Crush right now, and it's going to do 250 damage. So what's our next move? We need 210. We're not going to have enough energy to attack with this guy. I'm going to have to promote a... I think... Well, we can boss. What am I talking about? Yeah. We're going to play around the Magnezone. I'm going to boss up that Miraidon. And then we got to pray. Then we got to pray. We got to figure it out afterwards. Or maybe we get Miriam. Let's put the Gardevoir in play. Spiritomb, they're not playing any EVs, so it's really not going to be useful. I don't think I have any more Ralts, unless I get another of these cards. I'm going to manually attach, although it's really not going to matter. That's very true. Let's boss first. Boss up the Miraidon. We need to hit for 210, so it's going to be the same need of 5 energy. Manually attach. Let's refinement and get rid of Spiritomb. Not needed in this matchup. Miriam is useful probably for next turn or once we run out of Gardevoir, but I kind of wish we were a little sooner on that. Maybe I should have held off. Well, no, we needed boss. What am I talking about? Okay. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and Psychic Embrace for 4 energy. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Remember, we just got Miriam. We've got a Kirlia in the bench. Miriam next turn earns us Gardevoir, and I have Ultra Ball in the hand. So actually, we've got the last attacker in hand possibly. If not, it'll be up to Gardevoir EX. But this is gonna do 210. I could draw some more, but let's draw. Yeah, let's do it. Might be worth it. Let's Fall Crystal. Second to last energy. Can I manually attach? No, because I did that already. Let's go ahead and attack. Brainwave 210, exactly the math we needed. How was it that Miraidon had 10 damage on it already? I don't even remember anymore. Oh, the teleport burst. That's right. From our Ralts earlier. Ain't that something? Ooh, we got the super special awesome Miriam. So now we got 2 to play. So this Magnezone, in order to knock that thing out, we're going to need a lot of help. We just are. And if we play Gardevoir EX, we're actually done for. Just because they got ahead of us in the price race. They're going to boss us up, and I think that's game, guys. Don't be surprised. Oh, research. Why would you play research? Actually, now that I think about it, this is game. They just lost. They just lost. We're gonna boss up their Lumineon, and that's it. I don't know why you didn't need to research. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me if you're seeing this. They had game in hand. They didn't have to do anything. They didn't even need that barrel. But because they Lumineon for Professor's research late game and they wanted that 4 Seal Stone, what are you doing? What are you actually doing? Okay, fine. They're setting up another Magnezone, but like, so what? Now I say all this obviously, but I have a second boss in hand and they can't disrupt me in any way because I already played research. Gardevoir's Miracle Force does 190. That's more than enough to knock out Lumineon V with 170. And they've been knocking out 1 prizes left and right, which has been the advantage to this Gardevoir deck, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make them think we're not ready. Refinement away the Battle VIP, because it's no longer VIP. Trekking shoes, why not? Yes, even though we don't need Iono. And now, you know what, for kicks and giggles, let's Miriam, because that's what we're going to do anyway. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool. Stick's broken. Alright guys, ready for this? We're going to Psychic Embrace for 3, because that's all Gardevoir needs to attack. I wish this animation was a little faster. It would just let you load up the energies and then just assess the damage. Whatever. I'm gonna do exactly 3 so they think that we don't know what we're doing. Done. We could always do it more, but we don't. And we don't have boss's orders, I just realized. So... oh my god, we just lost the game. Oh no, we just did. We just lost the game, ladies and gentlemen. So... or did we? No, we didn't. No, we didn't. All we're doing is dragging it out. We are literally dragging this out. Let's attack and boss next turn. So this is what not to do. I'm also overplaying. I didn't have to mirror him. All I had to do was boss up the Luminion and we're done. They're gonna attack us for 150. The most they could do is Pulse Launcher for 220. That's not gonna knock out Gardevoir. Okay. We could attack the Magnezone, but unless they retreat, and they could retreat to the other one. Yeah. They can retreat to the other Magnezone and do the same amount of damage, either 150, 220. Make them think that we're struggling. We're not. We just forgot that we have boss's orders. Because I'm not paying attention. But we can boss up Magnezone or the Luminion or anybody really. Rope-a-dope. Fine, let's give them the Ralts. I don't see why. Oh, because they don't have a. Oh, that's right. Magnezone has a retreat cost of 3. So they're basically showing that they did not have enough energy. So this is going to be that much sweeter, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to boss Luminion. No more supporters. No more dum-dum plays. Alright. Let's do that. Do that. Do that. Game. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. This should have been a much easier win. Boom. And we're done. We are so done right here. All prizes taken. So, I would like to play one more match because that was, you know, could have been definitely a bit better. They did a lot more damage than we did because we're just messing around, toying with them a little bit. But you see the full possibility and potency of this Gardevoir EX deck. Pretty impressive, if I do say so myself, even coming from behind. Definitely a deck that's capable to come from behind with, but you can always just get ahead, take prize cards, and catch your opponent off guard, honestly. You don't need to be coming from behind always. They've got Evolving Sky sleeves. Let's try Tails Never Fails. Cow 1966. Tails, heads, they're gonna decide. Likely they will go first again. I will go, okay. Alright, how nice of them. We've got no basics in hand, so we got a mulligan. And this deck actually has a lot of basic Pokemon, as you saw. But, let's see what we got here. Waiting for our opponent to set up. What are they doing? Okay. That's fine. Ralts. Yep, I'm done. I was born ready. They're gonna draw the mulligan card. They will be going... actually, we're going first. And this looks like it's gonna be a Dialga deck. More than likely. Level Ball for Gardevoir number 2. That's what we want to set up. Honestly, I'm going to be Ultra Balling for Greninja. So I have no problem getting rid of those. and we will conceal cards. Just so we can start drawing through the deck. We've got trekking shoes, even better. Judge. We could use it for next turn, yeah, because we don't have any supporters in hand. And let's Fall Crystal, see if we can get another third Ralts, actually. Or an energy. Probably should have held it for next turn, see what happens. Inspect board. Let's get the energy. That way it ensures that we have the Greninja draw power. And let's pass turn. So if you ask me, this is going to be a Dialga deck because it's playing the Metal Magnemite. They have Greninja in hand, they got Battle VIP, so we can probably expect Dialga V, Origin Form. Could be Miraidon as well, so they can bring out some other Magnemites, but the whole point of the deck isn't the Magnemite, it's an engine, but it's going to be the Dialga, there you go. Them bringing out Lumineon is actually the dumbest thing you can ever do, because if you ever played Lumineon straight from your deck, you're not using its ability. You only get that ability if you play from your hand. That's why also Nest Ball doesn't work well with Lumineon. They wasted this Luminous Sign and they're not able to get a supporter to the hand. But that's fine. That mess up, that hiccups, works in our favor. So next turn we evolve Kirlia. We draw. See what we can use. And then judge. We judge them because they have a big enough hand with 5 cards currently, unless they play it down somewhat. Doesn't look like they're moving around their energies. Okay. And this is literally a race to see who sets up the quickest. We might even research, honestly. Kirlia. I have nothing to rare candy with. So let's concealed. Battle VIP is useless. We got 2 judge. You know what? This isn't the worst thing to give up. Let's go ahead. Actually, you know what? No. Let's refinement away the Battle VIP first. Maybe we get something better. We have energy and Fog Crystal. So let's get out the Ralts. Why? Because we want to continue setting up. Okay. We do have energy in hand, but we kind of need the Gardevoir, so it doesn't really matter. Well, we can probably attach this one. Right? I guess we can. Let's attach this in case it's just one energy. And let's go ahead and research. Research so we can get the most possibilities out of here. And that is pretty cool. So if we want to really get aggressive, actually hold on, so let's level ball for Kirlia. Sweet. We are rolling here, ladies and gentlemen. We can't evolve that one yet. We could evolve the one in the active, but I want to attack like right now. So, how do we want to do this? I can rare candy for this one. We have 4 in the discard. Let's rare candy. Do that. We can Psychic Embrace for 2. It's a tanky attacker anyway, and if we mess up, so, you know, oh well. And let's just disrupt their setup, because if they have no Magnemites to get going that disrupts their engine, they can't prepare that Dialga, no matter what they do. Let's get Fog Crystal to get the energy out. Okay. Or do we want Mew? I don't think we need Mew right now. So let's get the energy out of the deck. And let's just Psychic and Miracle Force, sorry, for 190. Another 2 turns that they have no Magnezone from Astral Radiance to set up with, because that's what helps accelerate their metal energies to the Dialga. And now they're going to give up a 2-prizer. Unfortunately, this Gardevoir doesn't knock out that Dialga, but if I attack one time and then next turn, they are essentially toast. And Gardevoir is not weak to metal, fortunately. Oh, Thornton for the Magnemite. That's a pretty good play. Hats off to them. Kind of wish I had some boss's orders in hand. Now, they could attack with this Dialga, but it's only going to do 80 damage. Energy Recycler. A little too early to be using Energy Recycler. Well, I guess you could. Because that's the whole point of this. That's how this deck runs. They need to have all the energy in the deck as much as possible. 120. That's true. It's 120, not 180. Next turn, they can do... They can knock us out. Actually, no, they can't. They can't knock us out. That would only do 300, so it leaves us with 10. We need to get going here. Manaphy is not needed in this matchup, so let's go ahead and Refinement for the Manaphy. Done. We got Mestagosa. I don't want to play it because it can help them too, but we can conceal cards, keep drawing through the deck. Battle VIP. We get another Kirlia, but what we really want is another rare candy so we can set up the next attacker. But I'm a little worried. What's in our discard? Nothing too crazy, okay. Normally you want this EX to be on the bench, not on the attacking side. We're gonna evolve Ralts because if not, then we're not really gonna have a lot of plays, and we're gonna continue refining. Toss the Battle VIP, Collapse Stadium, or Judge. Judge is actually pretty good right now. Although it might give them what they need, so I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Let's not Judge. Let's go ahead and attach. Well, you can always evolve. Yeah, that's true. Evolve Gardevoir. There you go. What was I so worried about? Shining Arcana. See if we can get some energies. We got item cards, which are super useful. Level Ball can get us 1, 2, 3, the 4th Ralts, right? Or with. It's not there, but we can probably get the Mew. Just in case. I don't need any of these cards right now. I just don't, but I also don't want to discard anything. So let's manually attach to the Gardevoir. How many do we need? 5 to 10, 6 to 40, 70. I need a bunch of energy and it's not going to get there. Let's just attack right now with this Gardevoir. Okay. Well, Psychic Embrace first, actually, now that I think about it. Let's load up this one. And we'll worry about that later. But for now, let's go ahead and let's attack. And pray that they don't have what they need, because if they get Magnezone, Rare Candy, we are potentially toast. Dialga has 90 HP left. They're going to conceal cards to draw. Gets 2 more. Manually attach, that means it's gonna do 160 if they attack right now. 160 or one, no, one. That was knockout. My math was off. But you know what? Worse things have happened. Worse things have happened because now, let's go with Mew. Their win con is actually down the drain, if you think about it. Refinement away. Battle VIP, never need it. Level ball I'm not going to use because there's nothing else. Let's Mysterious Tail. See what's in the deck. Trekking shoes. Let's do just that. Judge. I'm going to keep it because this can help us. I will. You can marry him. That's true, actually. We can mirror him back the Gardevoir now that I think about it. We don't need to judge them, because if they don't have the Magnezone, we are chilling. Now we do want to mirror him. Let's do that first. Literally just want Ralts and Gardevoir. Put those back, draw 3 cards. We've got Boss, pretty nice. Concealed cards. The Minion. We don't need to do anything else right now, but we could Ultra Ball. Let's get rid of some stuff we don't need. Let's get rid of Nessagosa and one of the energies. And we're gonna get Gardevoir EX. Because why? This is our main assist right here. And we can always evolve it like right now. The way it stands, Gardevoir is doing 90, 120, 150. More than enough for this dude to attack. So I'm going to manually attach to the Mew. I'm going to retreat the Mew. And I'm going to go into this Gardevoir. I wish I had another Ralts to set up, but it doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and Brainwave. They might scoop next turn. Now, they might be setting up, if I were them, they might be setting up that lone Magnemite to attack with. There's our last Ralts. But at this point, it's actually too late. Even if they put in another Dialga V, I'm just going to destroy them like right away. Either with either Gardevoir. With either one. What do you do now in this situation? And they still have their entire deck put away. I've got 6 cards left because I've been drawing and drawing and drawing. I can always Iono. Or Judge. Or Boss if I need to. What are you looking for? Palpat is nice too. This deck is just so stacked and broken. Also, by the way, guys, I should have said at the beginning, I didn't say this. Props to Tricky Jim because he's the man who helped us set all this up. He kind of inspired this particular build of Gardevoir. You can do it many different ways, but this is a pretty reliable one. So I think the play here is we're doing 190, 120, 150, 180, 210. I'm going to get 3 more, boss up the Dialga, even though this Gardevoir might get knocked out. Doesn't matter. Okay. If we're going to refinement something, the energy, I guess. We don't need any of this right now. We've got so many things in hand, it's not even funny. I'm going to go ahead and evolve the Gardevoir so that we can... What do we want to do here? Judge? Or Boss? No, we want a Boss, right? We want a Boss. So let's go ahead and... Let's not Shiny Arcana because then we run the risk of decking out. I'm going to manually attach. We've got 190, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240. So we need 2 more energy. Gardevoir can do just that. 1, 2, Buckle my shoe. And not like last time, we're gonna do it the right way. We're gonna boss the 2-prizer. And they'll have no choice but to scoop. So as you can see, this deck flows very well. This actually has surprised even me, even though I've seen enough gameplay of it and I've messed up more than enough. If you've also seen, this is a spectacular deck. By all means, it's not perfect. It's not unbeatable. It didn't win NAIC in this last tournament last weekend, but man, is this crazy potent and fast, and it can pretty much pivot in any direction you need. We've barely used the Mew, we haven't used Spiritomb, we haven't used Luminion. Look how large this hand is, and I can put all these cards back into the deck incredibly so. It's simply amazing, guys. I hope you're enjoying this display of what Gardevoir can do. And of course, it's an archetype, a deck that's seemingly here to stay for a couple formats, to say the least. The opponent finally got this Magnezone out with the Gigant Magnet ability. They look at the top 6 cards of their deck and load up on as many energy as they like or need. They're gonna knock out our Gardevoir. Too little, too late, unfortunately. They will be able to retreat the Greninja. XP share, kind of useless if you ask me. That actually did nothing because they retreated. They should have attached the XP share on the Greninja, even though they really can't do anything with it. I'm going to evolve to Kirlia. I'm going to put everything back into the deck for kicks and giggles. Maybe even Palpad some, yeah, boss's order. Could be. Shining Arcana is weak to steel. Important to note because it is like the fairy archetype, whereas the Gardevoir EX is weak to dark. Good to know, very important. I don't think we have rare candy in hand, so that's not even, I'm not messing around. Okay. Ultra Ball. I'm going to evolve these dudes. I'm not going to draw because we don't need to, and it's not going to let us. And I'm going to Palpad. Let's get Boss. Let's get Miriam in case we really needed it. We don't. And I'm going to Judge. Let's use the shiny one. So that way we have no potential of decking out, even though we weren't going to. But I'm going to Psychic Embrace for 3, and that's game. 1, 2, 3. I wish this was a little faster, but that's okay. Mind you, all this is operating with only one Gardevoir EX. It's best to run 2. This, I only have the 1 copy, so there you go. I can actually make this deck in IRL. I might showcase it on the channel because of that, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know if this is something that you might be interested in. I'll probably just do it anyway, because I know some of you in the channel are used to seeing the IRL decks in hand, so it's pretty useful to go through, pretty cool. Not the largest damage output, but again, it just kind of gets you where you need to go. So there you have it, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out the video, the channel. I hope to continue this going. Let me know your thoughts. So far it seems to be pretty good. It's definitely a lot of fun. I enjoy building the decks, testing them out, seeing how much I screw up. Like I mentioned, I'm not a pro, but in theory, I'm very familiar with a lot of what the decks need to function and go. And it's just a lot of fun. Even if you don't win all the games, it's not always about winning. The main point is about having fun, especially when it comes to Pokemon. So that should do it for today. Thank you so much, guys, and hope you have a nice one.